So here is all the activity, and this shows, on the time scale per day, the activity of the student. You see there's two colors here, and the projector is slightly lying about the color, but that's how it goes. Okay, so the blue is that the student is reading content. Right? Now the orange bars actually indicate when the student did something. Okay, because there's a remarkable difference between just consuming content and producing content. So if on that day, if the student produced anything, if they responded to a discussion, if they turned in an assignment, if they took a quiz, right, then that will show up as that they did something. You can see that just by glancing at it. Okay. Also here under communication is up at the top here. Again, the orange is showing that the student did something. So this is the conversation tab. And it looks at the student versus the entire group of teachers, even if you have more than one teacher. So it shows that, the student asked a question, and the teacher responded, and it looked like the student had a follow-up, and they had a little mini conversation there. And then after a while, they didn't have a conversation, then it started up again. Okay? So with great power comes great responsibility. Okay? Because what we're trying to do here is that this isn't necessarily just a reflection of the performance of a student, but is actually to inform you of that in context of the structure of the course itself. Okay? So in this case, this will also show that perhaps the teacher didn't respond to a student request. Okay, now, but if you remember, though, remember that the visualization does not draw the conclusion. Okay? Because what if this is a face-to-face course and the student answered in class? All right? So this is informative, but it is not meant to be conclusive. Right? Good analysis actually will ask more questions. Right? And so those are some of the things going on here. Okay, now the assignments one, I'm actually pretty excited about. Okay, so this is about the timely completion of coursework. Okay, it doesn't talk about how well they're doing grade-wise or assessment-wise. This is just about timely completion of the course. And there is a horizontal line for every assignment in the entire course, okay, at a glance. And the symbol shows when that assignment or assessment was due. Okay? And now the student can either turn it in beforehand, they can turn it in after. If it's beforehand, then it's going to be to the left and it'll be colored green. And we did some preliminary testing that our blues and greens are safe. So as far as we know. Okay, so if someone's going to say like, what about color blindness? Okay, we checked that too, okay? I've seen if anyone's like, no, you didn't know. Okay, all right, so, progress, okay. So here, so we see the student turned this in early. The red shows that they missed that assignment. The yellow, actually in here, shows that they were late in their submission. This one was barely late. This one was actually quite a bit late. It doesn't say that you accepted their late assignment. It just tells you when they turned it in. Okay, just about timely completion of work. Okay, and so yeah, so you see the student was on time, actually a little ahead of the curve, and then they dropped 2 assignments, and then they did it again. Okay, and so again, it's the reflection of the student performance. But at the same time, my question is, maybe this course has a pacing problem because there's 7 assignments due essentially all at the same time. Does that make sense? I don't know. Again, it's asking another question, and that's what analytics is designed to do. Okay? Okay, now down here at the bottom is actually about, this is to just how the student is doing in relation to their peers and inside the course. So, so this is actually real data from a course that we've anonymized and everything, okay? But it is actually a box and whisker plot. Okay, that just shows the distribution, the high-low, the 25th percentile, the 75th percentile, and the median score. Okay? So these little whiskers that, there was a 0 given, that's why that's the bottom score. And then we overlay on top of the distribution of grades the dot of where the student scored in there. And then it's colored according to how well they did in relation to their peers. Okay? All right. So, so again, like we found these in our people kicking the tires, that they had already found these visualizations very useful. Okay, again, but this doesn't mean that we are done with the different visualizations that we want to do with analytics, but it's a great start and one that's very useful.